you, but I totally enjoyed the extra hour yesterday. And the sun is finally here today in Pittsburgh. Hello and welcome to Monday. So today it starts the week of daylight savings. So I don't know about you, but I totally enjoyed the extra hour yesterday and sleeping in an extra hour in this morning. So it definitely helped out. Mornings come a lot quicker when you're working on the beginning of the day before you start your day and then work. So for this week, I want to kind of replenish some of the stuff that sold at the last event and kind of use this as a week to just kind of clean up a couple things that I've kind of been pushing off my list that I didn't get done. So the first things I want to do is replenish some of my final decals. I need to replenish the pet alerts, and there was another design with Paws on Board that sold, and I believe I'm almost out of those. If not, I know I've sold 2, so I definitely want to have other ones for the Christmas market. And that market won't be until the first week of December, so I have this month to kind of work on, how I want to display things, what I'm bringing, and, all that good stuff. So I do want to replenish the 2 Rottweiler stickers that I made. I sold out of all of them. I also sold out of my cat mandala window cling. I had 2 in stock, and I sold 1 at the previous show and I sold 1 at this one. So I'm thinking that one is a popular one because I do have a lot of dog related things from the previous shows that I've done, but definitely want to cater to the cat people as well. So be making those. I have 4 gift tag videos left to make for my series that I'm going to be posting soon. So once I make those videos, then I can start posting those and getting those out there for the 12 tags of Christmas. And then I am still in the process of working on my ad for my print ad that I'm doing with our local newspaper. So going to finalize that. I have more time on that, so that keeps getting pushed back because of other things. But I do have the ad completed. I just kind of want to go through it and make sure that everything's good on it. So those are the only things I have on my list as of right now for this week. And I'm hoping that I can get a good chunk of those done and then have the rest of the week to kind of play around with some new ideas. I do want to look at, what are we offering for Black Friday. We still have our, for this week, we still have our collection up and running. It's been a week since Friday I posted it, and, we're still getting a lot of hits onto the site, but nobody's purchasing anything yet. So fingers crossed that, someone likes the collection that we worked really hard on. And yeah, so I'm going to get into working on that kind of stuff, and I'll bring you along when I design something new. Hello, it's lunchtime. So what I started yesterday, I had this idea at the end of the day, even though the collection is done and it's all sitting right up there. I was trying to think of something else to add to the collection, and I ended up thinking about doing gift tags a little differently. So I have the little houses are all separate of them, of the scene itself. So what I wanted to do was make sticker sheets, but make them peel and stick gift tags. So that's what I ended up doing, was coming up with a sticker sheet. The only thing that I love the way they look, I just think they're too small. So I'm gonna try them again, doing them as 6 up instead of 8, so that you get a bigger tag. You can actually see the illustration, and the to and from isn't so tiny. But this is what I had. Try to get it to focus here. There we go. So I have them as individuals, so you can do the to and from, and you can paste it onto your, your gifts. So I thought that this would be really cool to offer these in the shop, but also maybe use these as an incentive. Maybe you get a free you know, a free sheet of tags with every purchase of X amount of dollars or something like that. So I was trying to think of some giveaways leading up to Christmas to kind of, you know, also keep the collection front of mind at, you know, shopping season. So I know it's, you know, releasing the collection at the beginning of November was a little early. But I'm hoping that, you know, that kind of keeps it in the forefront and people think of that for, you know, when they come times to shop. So I think I'm going to work on that for lunch and kind of make this into 6 tags and see how it works. I have 4 houses, so maybe 2 of the tags I put 2 houses on them to kind of have all 4 kind of represented. So 1 of each, and then the last 2 would be 2 and 2 and mix them up. So maybe like the coffee house goes with the donuts and then the, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So kind of make like a little scene and then do the to and from. So I'm going to give that a shot. And I'm going to take it over to my laptop and show you how I set them up. I'm going to try them as a 6 up and see what happens. Okay, so I created this in Illustrator. So I do all of my stuff in Adobe. I don't use Canva or any of that other stuff. I have the subscription for the Adobe suite. So I love using Illustrator and Photoshop. They have so much of a more robust interface for designers. So if you want to follow along, you know, and you use Illustrator, great. If not, I mean, you'll just have to imagine how this would be in the program that you use. So what I have here is it as a 8 up on a 4.5 by 6, and that's the best way to get 2 up on Cricut Design Space, to have them cut Kiss Cut stickers with the whole background being cut out. So what I did was I did a save as and made this one 6 up so that I can kind of test it out and see what's the best way to have this work. So I think what I'm going to do is keep the 4 of the individual houses. So I did 1 in green and 1 in pink for each of them. I don't know that that's really going to matter. Maybe I keep them rotated like that for the 6, and then I will just move these houses out and delete these. Delete my little sprinkles. And let's give this a shot and see how 6 up, if I get more real estate from doing 6 or if I'm just kind of wasting my time. I have my background layer locked so that I don't accidentally move anything. So right now, if I selected anything, it would only be the tags. But what I want to do is grab just these white boxes, and I'm going to stretch them out to make 6 tags instead. And I want to leave a little bit of space just so that kind of you get an interesting little die cut with them. So I'm going to delete these. I'm going to move these over if we want to add them later. I did like little sprinkles to kind of make the tags a little more interesting. And then I'm going to delete these green ones on this side and this one here. And I don't need the to's and froms on this side. So these the text for these are at 5 point, which in the industry that is the standard, as low as you want to go for point size, but I still think they're kind of small. So I'm going to go with maybe making them 6 or 7 point. Let's try 7. And then maybe stretch them out just a little bit so that they're a little bolder. I like the font because I want to tie it in with the North Pole, which I've done for the top part. And I don't want to change that up. So just so that it doesn't confuse things later. So I'm going to delete these to's and froms here and move all this stuff down so that I can work on them. So I will have the houses can be made bigger, which is ultimately what I wanted to do. but I want to make sure I leave room so when I do a contour around them, when the Cricut cuts it, it's not cutting it off the page or, you know, does something weird where, you know, I might have to edit this one a little bit because this snowbank will get cut off, so I can kind of squish him in a little bit. And then, you know, that's fine if the little cherry top gets cut off up there. I think I'm going to leave that in the corner. So I think that one looks good. I think I will leave these green. We'll move this one down, and then can put the sprinkles down here. And I want to make sure that the house is in the front so the sprinkles can kind of hide in the back. And we can make this house bigger. And this one's the bigger of the four houses. And it can actually, I want to have it peek out just a little bit. Okay, and then we'll move our sprinkles down. Make sure that this is in the front. And then I want to put this one down like that, make the coffee house bigger. And this one peeks out on the side over there a little bit. Grab the to and from. Like that. And then these ones, I'm going to make these two, I'm going to make left justified just so that they work. And then these ones I'll contour around the house like that. So I like the way those ones look. I think what I'll do next is stagger these just so that not all the single houses are together. I will grab these elements here as well as this part, and I'm going to hold shift and move it over so that it stays lined up. And then that will be on that side. And then I can do, I think I want to make a green one up here. And I'm going to hold shift and option and we'll make a copy of it. And then shift option and drag again and make a copy down there. And then I think, I like this one in the green. So I think maybe, let's see. I think I'm going to move these ones down. Keep them on the green. And then that way this one can go over here. And then I can duplicate a pink one on this side. That way I got the pinks and the greens staggered. And since this house is prominently pink, I'm going to put this one on a green one just so that it stands out a little bit and doesn't get lost in all the pink. And we'll put some sprinkles on this one, bring the house to the front. And then maybe one of these houses here we'll put some sprinkles in here too. Everybody gets sprinkles. So we'll bring the house up front and grab the to and from. We'll make a copy for there. And then we can work on doubling up the houses. So I think the coffee house and the donut shop should go together. And see how this looks. So we can maybe make these ones a little smaller. And they can go on like different planes. Like this one's in the front. And then that way we can grab the to and from. And we can left justify those ones. And then for the other house, we can do the candy cane house and the candy shop and bring those to the front and shrink them down just a little. and we'll see how that works. And then this one will also get a left justified to and from. So that way they're a little bigger. I'm going to give those a shot, print it out, and see how that works. And we'll figure, you know, we can make contours and make them look a little different. The other thing that I wanted to do was possibly add like a donut or a gumdrop over here, just so that it's not so bare. So I'm going to make a copy of the house. I'm going to blow this up a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to ungroup, and then maybe we grab, I'm going to grab this guy. So we can put a donut over here. And maybe we throw in some gumdrops like that. Just to kind of add a little bit of an element so it's not so plain. And maybe we grab these and put them on this side. Make sure they're in the front. Yeah, I like that. So we can get rid of all of this. And those make our sweet shop a little bigger. And then to make these, what I did was I turned off, and I didn't really change. Actually, I do need to add this back. This and this and this need to go onto the background layer. So we just slide them over. That way I have the tags by themselves and the background by itself. So these parts are just going to get cut out as a big square. So this one I'm going to have to re-export, and I'm going to do that as a PNG, and I'm going to do it at 300 dpi. So I'm going to do this as a 6-up PNG, export. Okay, and then I can export just this. And what will happen is I can take it in Cricut Design Space and add a contour on it so that it puts a little bit of a white border around it, so that if it doesn't cut exactly perfect, then we're still in good shape. So I'm going to export this one, export it as, and then just make this one just say tags so that we know that this is not just the background. And then we can make sure our layers are all turned on. I'm going to hit save in case we got to come back to this and we need to readjust. Okay, so we got them printed. I think these bigger ones are much nicer. I struggle when I get the peel and stick tags myself, when I get them and they're too small to write in. I'm hoping that these are good enough that we can make these work when they cut. I mean, there's enough space in between, so when it die cuts them, let's see how it looks. I'm going to shove it in the Cricut and we'll give it a shot. Alrighty, so I'm going to use my new Cricut mat. Hopefully it's not too sticky. It ripped the heck out of the last one I did, so I was kind of using my hands to kind of junk it up a little bit. I don't know if everybody's noticed this as of late, but Cricut added this little thing, which I don't know why it took this long for this, but they have the little arrow so you know which way is up. I don't know how many times I've made stickers where I'm looking and I'm like, I have to figure out which one's up, because I rotate them around to try to get as many on the sheet as I can. But that is an issue, but I'm glad that they finally did that, showing you which way it goes. So I'm going to take my white crayon and I just go over all of the registration marks so that they dull it down a little bit and the Cricut doesn't go all crazy because it can't read them. And then we're going to set this up. I also make sure that I put my lid down on my Cricut just to make sure that it will also give it a little shade. And sometimes I'll take one of my other mats that I have, my one that's very well loved, and use it as a cover over it to make sure that it cuts it. But we're going to give this a shot and see what happens. There we go. already know that the one down here is the one it was struggling on, so I'm going to give it a little more crayon and do this one just in case. And give it another shot. Two more to go. And I think we're good. Okay, so before I unload, I try to make sure, and I'll pull up a corner. And like I said, I want these to just be kiss cut. So this top layer should come off with no problem and should be a perfect cut, which it is. And I can take this off with no problem. And we've got our cut down the middle, so I think we're good to unload this. The only thing that I saw was when it was cutting that it actually cut these two as one long piece. So I think there's just enough there that it's touching. And you can barely see it, but I think I'm going to have to fix that part of it. But let's go over to the light and we can take a look at it better. All right, so hopefully you guys can see this, but right there, it touches. So I'll have to move that one over just a little bit, but that's the only place that it actually touched. It looks like it cut it pretty well. So I'm gonna go, and I think I'm gonna use the 6. I think this looks much better than the 4, the 8 up, only because I wanna make sure that you're able to actually use them. And I think the bigger ones are a little more substantial. I do like the way the double houses turned out. So that gives you a chance to have all of them at least by themselves and then doubled up. So I think we're on the right track, and I'm gonna hurry up and get these taken care of, and then I can list them in the shop. Hello and welcome to Thursday. So today, as you could see before work, I was able to film a little bit of making replenishing our decals that we sold out at the last show. So we got the pet decals and the paws on board. So those are cut, ready, put into square, ready to go to the next show. The one thing that I'm going to work on now, I got them cut, but I didn't get to assemble them before starting work. And it's lunchtime. The sun is finally here today in Pittsburgh. So I'm going to work on these window clings and get these packaged up and get those into square. And then I can cross both of those things off my list, and then I can just work on some stickers. Hello, it's Friday, so we've made it to the weekend. Thank goodness. I have made so much progress on my list this week. It wasn't overly busy, but there were a lot of big items. The only thing I have left to do is the stickers, which I can push off to this weekend if I have time. I'd like to make a full sheet when I do them, so I'm gonna hold off until I have a full sheet to make them, but I only have four stickers to put on there, so I'd like to get a couple more, so I'm probably going to go through my stock and see what other ones I have. But my entire list is completed. So I got my print ad taken care of and sent off, so I will be in the gift giving guide for Christmas or for the holidays, going out on Black Friday for our local paper, which I'm excited about. I actually we'll probably be putting out a social media post about the peel and stick stickers, which we made, which I'm super excited about. So I'm going to work on maybe doing that this weekend as kind of like a, hey, you get a freebie, or if you spend a certain dollar amount. I still haven't figured out the wording yet, but I'm going to work on that. And hopefully I can have a nice relaxing weekend. And then I also want to kind of start doodling some ideas for my next collection that will be after the one that's launching right now. So, you know, I got all my tags. All of my 12 tags of Christmas have been posted to YouTube, and I have them scheduled for the next few weeks. So I'm going to do 2 a week. So you'll be seeing videos from me Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays for the next few weeks, just to make sure that I get the 12 tags out before Christmas. So that you guys can use them if you want. I got a decent response on the first one, so I'm looking forward to the rest of them posting. And I think that's where I'm going to leave it today. So I'm going to give myself a break and go back to work. So my lunch break's over. I got everything I needed to get done, and you know, hopefully this weekend we can kind of relax. I'm looking forward to seeing a play that my son worked stage crew on this weekend for his high school. So we'll be, you know, hopefully I can sneak in some footage from that, but I doubt it because they don't like things being recorded there. So other than that, I'm going to leave you, and we'll see you next week. So please like and subscribe so that you can see whenever the posts happen for the tags, as well as my next post, which will be the following Monday. And I hope you have a great weekend. Bye, guys.